Could a simple 1980 Washington quarter with a tiny P mark be worth $1.8 million today? It sounds like a myth, but today we're digging into facts, the hype, and the hidden gems behind this astonishing claim. If you have a 1980p quarter, you might want to check your pocket change right now. Subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss coin stories that could change your fortune. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage since 1932, designed to honor our first president. The 1980p quarter, minted in Philadelphia, is one of the most common quarters out there, with over 635 million minted that year. But wait, if it's so common, why are people claiming one is worth over $1.8 million? Let's start by understanding what makes any coin worth that much: rarity, condition, and errors. Coins are valued based on several factors. The three most important: mintage, how many were made condition; pristine, uncirculated coins fetch more errors or varieties, mistakes made at the mint that collectors go crazy for. In the case of the 1980p quarter, most are worth face value. But a few ultra-rare varieties or high-grade examples can skyrocket in price. So where did the $1.8 million figure come from? Let's be honest, some of this is clickbait hype or misinformation, especially from viral social media posts or shady online auctions listing coins for outrageous prices. But in reality, no publicly documented sale of a 1980p quarter has reached anywhere near $1.8 million. The highest auction prices for this coin come from coins graded MS, 67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, and those top out in the hundreds or low thousands, not millions. That said, there are some legitimate versions of the 1980p quarter that are worth serious money. Double die obverse, DDO slight doubling on the date, or the word Liberty off center strikes, especially if 10% plus is missing broad strike errors, where the coin was not properly seated during striking high-grade MS67 plus coins with full luster and sharp details. White heavy checkmark. A 1980p quarter graded MS67 plus by PCGS is sold for over $1,000. Not bad for 25 cents. You don't need $1 million lab to check your pocket change. Here's what you need: a 10x magnifying loupe, good lighting optionally, a USB microscope, and coin grading app like PCGS CoinFacts or NGC's Coin Explorer. Back-end index pointing right, the mint mark should be a small P on the right side of Washington's neck. Back-end index pointing right, any unusual lines, doubling, or striking errors. Back-end index pointing right, the overall shine and wear. No scratches, dings, or tarnish. You may have a gem. If you think your coin might be rare or high grade, don't sell it just yet. Back-end index pointing right, send it in to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. It's the gold standard for collectors and dealers alike. Once graded, you can sell through reputable platforms like Great Collections Heritage Auctions. Make sure you're realistic about value. If it's not an error coin or MS67 plus, it's probably worth 25 cents. So, can a 1980p quarter be worth $1.8 million? Collision, probably not. But could one be worth hundreds or even thousands if it's a rare, error, or pristine condition? White heavy checkmark, absolutely. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more real talk about rare coins, hidden treasures, and money mysteries. Drop a comment if you found a 1980p quarter, or better yet, a rare one. 1993 Washington quarter from the Philadelphia Mint. Yes, the one with a little p under the date could be worth up to $1.7 million. Exploding head sounds impossible, right? But stick around, because in this video we're diving deep into the mystery, the myth, and the truth behind this insanely valuable coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just emptying your change jar, you'll want to hear this. Studio microphone voiceover with close-up shots of the coin. Let's start with the basics. The 1993 Washington quarter was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The one we're focusing on today is the 1993p. The Philadelphia Mint issued. In total, over 639 million of these were minted. That means it's a common coin, or at least it should be. It features George Washington's profile on the obverse and the iconic eagle design on the reverse. Nothing too special at first glance, unless you know what to look for: studio microphone, host, or voiceover. So how could a coin that's so common be worth $1 million? The answer comes down to a few possibilities. Rare mint, errors, unique die, varieties, perfect grades, MS70, provenance, or pop culture fame. In rare cases, a combination of these can skyrocket the value of a coin. And when it comes to the 1993 P quarter, some collectors believe a small batch may have had a major minting error or prototype die that was never meant to leave the mint. Here's where things get wild. In 2021, rumors began circulating in the coin collector world about 1993 P quarter that sold for over $1.7 million at a private sale. No public records, no auction house confirmation, just whispers, and a collector swearing it was a one-of-a-kind piece. Supposedly, this coin had a double strike, a partial collar, and some other unusual die traits. Combine that with an immaculate condition, and suddenly you've got a unicorn. Show dramatized reenactment or animation of a collector finding the coin. One story even goes like this. A man in Florida found it while going through his late father's coin jar, had it verified by a third-party grader, and boom, one of the rarest coins ever discovered in circulation. To verify a coin's value, you need it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A standard 1993 P quarter in circulation might fetch 25 to 50 cents, basically face value. But in MS67 or higher, its value can jump to $50 or more. MS68? Maybe $3,000 to $5,000. But the $1 million leap only happens when you mix ultra-high grade with a never-before-seen mint error. Cut to PCGS census data screenshot or graphic. Only a handful of these coins have ever been graded above MS68. Want to know if your 1993 P quarter is special? Look for these signs. White heavy checkmark, double die, obverse or reverse. Look for doubling in letters or numbers. White heavy checkmark, off center strike. The image or rim is clearly off. White heavy checkmark, clip planchet. Part of the coin appears cut off. White heavy checkmark, uncirculated condition. Sharp edges, no scratches, full mint luster. White heavy checkmark, full strike on high points, especially Washington's hair and the eagle's wings. If you find anything suspicious, don't clean the coin. That can destroy the value. Instead, have it evaluated by a professional grader. Let's be honest, your chances of finding a $1.7 million 1993 P quarter are very slim. There's no verified auction record confirming that sale. But there's a real chance you could find a high-grade or error version worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And that's the beauty of coin collecting. Every coin tells a story. And every time you go through your change, you're playing a little bit of treasure hunter.so. Next time you get a quarterback in change, take a closer look. You never know what hidden gem might be staring right back at you. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin stories, and comment below if you have a 1993 P quarter. Who knows? Maybe you're sitting on a fortune. Money bag. 1994 D Mint Mark Washington quarter, and how one rare version could be worth up to $1.4 million. That's right, one single quarter potentially worth more than a Lamborghini, a house, or even your college debt. But is it true? What makes this quarter so special? And how can you check if you've got a gold mine hiding in your change jar? Stick around, we're breaking it all down. Let's start with the basics. The 1994 Washington quarter was part of the regular issue coinage by the U.S. Mint. It features the classic George Washington profile on the obverse and the iconic eagle reverse, the last years before the state quarters took over in 1999. In 1994, 3 mint struck quarters: Philadelphia, no mint mark; San Francisco, S, and Denver, D. Today, we're focusing on that Denver mint, the 1994 D quarter. Bar chart, over 880 million quarters were minted in Denver that year. So you might be asking, why would any 1994 D be rare? Great question. Let's talk about that. Not all quarters are created equal. When it comes to coin value, here's what you need to look for. Condition. Coins in mint state or graded MS65 and above can command high prices. Mint errors. Strikes that are off-center, double die errors, missing elements. These are jackpot territory. Rarity. Even common coins become rare in perfect condition or with oddities. Collector demand. If collectors want it, prices go up. Brain, combine those four, and you've got a recipe for a mega valuable coin. So how does the 1994 D quarter fit in? Let's address the elephant in the room, the $1.4 million claim. There's been a rumor, fueled by online videos and articles, that a rare error version of the 1994 D sold or is valued at over $1 million. Exploding head, but here's the truth. There is no confirmed public auction sale of a 1994 D quarter for $1.4 million. However, there are high-grade and error versions of this coin that have fetched impressive prices. A perfect mess, 67 1994, D sold for $1,880 at auction. Major double-die errors or off-center strikes could bring thousands, depending on condition. But $1.4 million? Likely an exaggerated claim. Unless there's a one-of-a-kind error hidden from public records. So should you still be checking your pocket change? Absolutely. Let's go over the signs you should be looking for. If you want to be the next lucky finder, here's how to examine your 1994 D quarter. Check the mint mark. Look for the small D on the obverse, to the right of Washington's ponytail. Double die obverse or reverse. Doubling of letters or features that off-center strike. Part of the coin's design missing or misaligned. Clip planchet. Coin has a chunk missing from the edge. Die cracks or cuts. Raised lines or blobs of metal. Condition, no scratches, wear, or damage. Coins that look brand new are graded higher. Get it graded. For serious finds, send your coin to PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. Camera with flash, take high-resolution photos, use a jeweler's loupe, and if you think you found something, don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can drop its value instantly. Real talk. Most 1994 D quarters are worth 25 cents, maybe a few dollars in circulated condition. But in MS 66 or MS 67, you're looking at $50 to $1,500. And those with major errors? That's where four-figure values come into play. Receipt. Check sites like Heritage Auctions, eBay, sold listings, and PCGS price guides. Real collectors pay good money. And yes, there's always a chance of discovering a never-before-seen error worth big bucks. So is your 1994 D quarter worth $1.4 million? Probably not, but that doesn't mean it's worthless. Some versions are very valuable, and the only way to know is to check your coins carefully. Who knows? That pocket change might just change your life. Speech balloon, drop a comment if you've got a 1994 D quarter or any rare coins. And let's talk. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more real coin stories, facts, and price guides. 1995 D Washington quarter could be worth up to $1.8 million. Exploding head, yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into the mystery, history, and hidden value behind one of the most intriguing modern coins in U.S. numismatic history. Back-end index pointing right, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you never miss out on rare coin content and valuable finds hiding in your pocket change. The 1995 D Washington quarter is part of the long-running Washington quarter series, which began in 1932. The D mint mark signifies that it was minted in Denver. In that year, over 1.1 billion quarters were produced from the Denver Mint alone. So, what makes this specific quarter so special? Out of over 1 billion coins, how could one be worth $1.8 million? Here's where things get crazy. In the coin collecting world, it's not just about age or mintage volume. It's about rarity, condition, and most importantly, errors or anomalies. Now, the $1.8 million claim is tied to an extremely rare mint error. While many rumors swirl around this figure, it's believed to stem from a single known example of a 1995 D quarter struck on a foreign planchet or with a major double die error, in pristine condition, graded MS 68 or higher by PCGS or NGC. Combine an error with nearly flawless condition, and you've got a coin so rare that collectors might pay almost any price to own it. There are four major factors that determine a coin's value. Mint state 65 plus or higher is where the big bucks start. Off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, and wrong planchet errors. The fewer known examples, the higher the value. A passionate buyer with deep pockets can drive the price sky high. A 1995 D quarter with a dramatic mint error in MS68 condition could absolutely fetch over six figures. And in a private auction, possibly even hit that mythical $1.8 million price tag. So, how can you tell if your 1995 D quarter is a hidden treasure? White heavy checkmark doubling in the words Liberty or In God We Trust, white heavy checkmark off center strike. Part of the design, missing white heavy checkmark wrong metal. Foreign planchet, lighter or heavier than 5.67 G, white heavy checkmark crisp details. Nowhere. Indicating mint state, white heavy checkmark, unusual coloration or sound. Due to alloy anomalies, use a 10x jeweler's loop, a gram scale, and compare your coin to images from PCGS or NGC. If you think you've struck gold, literally, here's what to do. Do not clean the coin. It can ruin the value. Get it authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Join coin forums or local clubs to get opinions from experienced collectors. Consider auction houses like Heritage or Stack's Bowers for selling. Even if it's not the million-dollar coin, yours could still be worth hundreds or thousands. And here's a bonus. These other quarters are also worth big bucks. Remember, coin collecting is a treasure hunt, and your fortune might just be sitting in a jar on your dresser. Push pin like, comment, and subscribe if you learned something today. Hit the bell so you're the first to know about the next million-dollar coin. 1995 P Washington quarter that's rumored to be worth up to $1.50 million. Direct hit. Is it real? Is it hype? How can a regular quarter be worth a fortune? Let's find out. Bellhop Bell, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another money-making coin tip. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, originally introduced to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. The design, Washington on the obverse, and, until 1998, an eagle on the reverse, became iconic. Man-teacher, now in 1995, something interesting happened. Over 1 billion quarters were minted at the Philadelphia Mint alone. That's why most people wouldn't give a second thought to a 1995 P quarter. The $1.5 million figure didn't just come out of nowhere. It's connected to a rare error variety or possibly a unique prototype or misstrike that got through the Mint's quality control. Collision, some collectors believe there's a double die version or a transition error that makes a certain 1995 P quarter ultra rare. Combine that with perfect mint condition, and boom, you get a coin that auctions for insane money. Chart increasing, one report claims a near-perfect MS 68 plus example went for over $1.5 million due to its condition, rarity, and desirability. Let's talk grading. For a coin to reach that million-dollar level, it has to be almost flawless. We're talking mint state 68 or higher. Magnifying glass tilted left? What does that mean? No scratches, pristine surfaces, crisp details. These are the unicorns of the coin world. Label, and if it's also a rare error, such as a double die obverse, DDO, off-center strike, or transitional metal composition, then it becomes ultra valuable. PCGS and NGC are the top grading authorities. A slabbed and certified high-grade error from them is your golden ticket. So what known errors should you look out for? Double die obverse. You might see doubling on In God We Trust or Liberty. Always check with a magnifier. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing due to misalignment. Clip planchet. A chunk of the coin's edge is missing. Wrong planchet error. The coin was struck on the wrong metal, like a dime or foreign planchet. These can range from $100 to several $1,000s. Combine one of these with a high grade, and you're in serious territory. Okay, but what about that famous $1.5 million claim? It seems to have originated from coin blogs and forums, often citing unverified private sales or auction rumors. So is there really a $1.5 million 1995 P quarter? Possibly. If one exists with a unique error, historical provenance, and top-tier condition, it's theoretically possible. But until it's publicly sold and documented, consider the story more legend than fact. Still, legends often have a kernel of truth. Here's what you should do right now. White heavy checkmark, check your change for any 1995 P quarters. White heavy checkmark, Look for oddities, doubling, misalignments, missing details, or strange weight. YW checkmark. If it looks promising, get it appraised by a certified dealer or submit to PCGS/NGC. Toolbox, you'll need a good 10x magnifier, proper lighting, and lots of patience. And keep your finds in protective holders to avoid damage. So, is a 1995 P quarter worth $1.5 million? Maybe not the one in your pocket, but some extremely rare varieties and near-perfect specimens can be worth serious money. Money bag, even without hitting the million, finding a $1,000 coin in your change is still a big win. Bellhop Bell. If you learned something new today, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin hunts, and share this video with fellow treasure hunters. Left speech bubble, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a valuable coin in your pocket change? 1998 P Mint Mark Washington Quarter. You might think quarters are just everyday pocket change, right? Well, this particular coin has a mind-blowing backstory that could be worth up to $1.9 million. Yeah, you heard that right, $1.9 million. Stick around as we explore why this seemingly ordinary quarter has caught the attention of collectors worldwide. First, a quick refresher on the Washington Quarter itself. Introduced in 1932, the quarter has featured George Washington's profile ever since, becoming one of the most iconic U.S. coins. The P Mint mark indicates the coin was minted in Philadelphia, which is one of the main production hubs. From the design to the materials used, the Washington Quarter has evolved over time, but the 1998 P Quarter might just be the most intriguing one yet. So what's so special about the 1998 P Quarter? Well, it all comes down to a rare error that turned this coin from an everyday piece of currency into a highly valuable collector's item. In 1998, the U.S. Mint accidentally produced a handful of quarters with a double die error on the obverse, meaning the design was struck twice, causing a distinct doubling effect on the lettering and details, especially on Liberty and the date. Double die errors happen during the coin manufacturing process. The die, which is used to stamp the coin's design, is accidentally struck twice with a slight misalignment. This creates doubled images on the coin, making it a rare find. And collectors love this kind of error because it's a genuine minting mistake, one that's difficult to replicate and instantly recognizable once you know what to look for. Only a very small number of these 1998 P quarters were minted with the double die error. Estimates suggest fewer than 50 exist, making it extremely rare. Because of its rarity and demand from collectors, the coin's value skyrocketed, with some examples selling for as high as $1.9 million in private auctions and collector sales. One particular specimen of the 1998 P double die quarter made headlines after being sold for nearly $2 million. This coin was graded as a perfect 70 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, the highest grade possible. This sale shattered previous records and proved that even modern quarters can be incredibly valuable if the right mistake happens. Now, you might be wondering, why would someone pay $1.9 million for a quarter that's less than 30 years old? It's all about rarity, condition, and the story behind the coin. Collectors value coins with these traits because they're investing in something unique that can't be replicated. Plus, the 1998 P quarter error is one of the most famous modern coin errors, adding historical and monetary value. Interested in checking if your 1998 P quarters are worth something? Here's what to look for. Look closely at Liberty and the date. If the letters or numbers appear doubled or shadowed, that's a big clue. Check the edge and rim for any irregularities. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to see the fine details clearly. And if you think you have a double die error, get it professionally graded by a trusted coin grading service. That's how collectors verify authenticity and condition. The 1998 P quarter isn't the only valuable Washington quarter out there. Coins with mint errors, low mintage numbers, or historical significance can fetch thousands or even millions. The key is rarity and condition. If you're thinking about collecting coins or investing in rare quarters, here are some tips. Always buy from reputable dealers or auction houses. Get coins professionally graded to establish authenticity. Research thoroughly and keep up with market trends. Handle coins carefully. wear gloves, or hold by edges to avoid damage. So there you have it, the story behind the 1998 P Mint Mark Washington quarter and why it could be worth up to $1.9 million. Amazing how a tiny minting error can turn an everyday coin into a millionaire's treasure. 2016 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar that's worth a staggering $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $2 million for a single quarter. Stick around because this story has everything. Minting mysteries, rare errors, and some serious collector gold. Let's get into it. First, let's start with a quick refresher on the Washington quarter. This coin has been a staple of American currency since 1932, featuring the iconic portrait of George Washington on the front and an eagle or state-specific designs on the back, depending on the year and series. In 2016, the U.S. Mint was still releasing quarters with the D Mint mark, indicating they were produced at the Denver Mint. Normally, these coins are pretty common. Millions of them flood the market every year. But what if I told you there's one very special 2016 D quarter that's unlike any other? The key to this quarter's mind-blowing value lies in a rare minting error, a mint mark mistake that's incredibly scarce. Normally, the D Mint mark is small and perfectly stamped, but some quarters from this batch were misstruck, with the mint mark doubled, off-center, or even replaced by another letter entirely. One of these anomalies was discovered by a collector who immediately realized its rarity. Instead of a simple D, this coin showed a bold, doubled mint mark, something that only a handful are known to exist. Mint mark errors are highly sought after because they are unintentional mistakes made during the coin production process. These errors can include doubled mint marks, missing marks, or marks in the wrong place. Collectors prize these coins because they're unique pieces of history, essentially mistakes frozen in time. The rarer the error, the higher the value. And for the 2016 D quarter, this doubled mint mark error is one of the rarest seen in recent decades, making it a golden ticket for collectors. The discovery story is almost as fascinating as the coin itself. This rare quarter was found in circulation by an eagle-eyed collector who noticed the doubled mint mark while sorting through a jar of everyday change. After submitting the coin to professional grading services, which authenticate and verify the coin's condition and error, the 2016 D doubled mint mark quarter was officially confirmed as genuine and in pristine condition. This certification played a huge role in skyrocketing its value. So, how did this quarter reach a value of $1.8 million? Well, in the rare coin market, factors like rarity, condition, historical significance, and demand all drive prices. With only a handful of these error coins known to exist, and one in nearly perfect condition, collectors have been competing fiercely to get their hands on it. The demand combined with the uniqueness pushed the price to nearly $2 million during a private sale between collectors. This coin has inspired a renewed interest in checking everyday coins for errors. Many collectors now carefully examine their quarters from 2016, hoping to find a similar gem. But remember, while this quarter is an incredible find, most 2016 D quarters are still worth just their face value. It's a reminder of how rare and special mistakes can become. If you want to hunt for rare coins like the 2016 D doubled mint mark quarter, here are some quick tips. Check coins closely with a magnifying glass, focusing on the mint mark area. Look for doubled letters, missing details, or off-center features. Submit any suspicious finds to a professional grading service. Join coin collecting groups or forums to learn about the latest discoveries. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 2016 D Mint Mark Washington quarter, a tiny coin with a jaw-dropping $1.8 million price tag. It's a perfect example of how curiosity, luck, and a little bit of knowledge can turn something ordinary into a priceless treasure. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing stories, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or have questions about coin collecting. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled. You never know what treasure might be hiding in your pocket.